Lovecraft Country, Season 1, Episode 1, titled Sundown, the first episode of my new HBO show. And this first episode does a pretty good job. You know, setting up the characters, setting up the idea of the story and the episode. I mean, essentially, this episode is initially just a road trip movie. But the big twist thing is we're dealing with racism because the main characters are in the 1950s and they're all black. So, of course, there's a commentary and satire on racism and kind of show that, hey, the racism that, you know, we're experiencing today, it hasn't changed that much. And, you know, I mean, is it as crazy as the whole, you know, if an African American wants to go to a cafe or go to a restaurant, they have to enter to the back? Yeah, maybe it's not that sane. But, you know, there's a little bit of it. There's a bloody debate about Aunt Jemima. You know, should there be a debate? No. It's pissing the happy slave. The end. Change it. You know what I mean? You know, we got people, you know, dumb kids acting like monkeys out of mockery, because one of the characters are eating a banana and they're black. So these white teenagers are like, hey, let's, you know, for shits and giggles, act like monkeys to mock them. You know what I mean? Then you have, you know, the cops and the police, and how, you know, African Americans and police do not mix well together. And what this episode is basically showing is that, yeah, we're gonna have the supernatural thing, we're gonna have the supernatural monsters, but what are the true monsters are us, and how far we are willing to go. I mean, the scene that has the police officer basically saying that, you know, basically the title of the episode, right? Saying that, I can't do a southern accent, so pre-warn me. But he's like, you got till sunset, till then. But if you don't show up, we have every right to hang you guys, you know? Beat you and hung you and that kind of stuff. Basically, we can do whatever the fuck we want to you just because it's at sundown. Which is translation to, no, you just do it anyway. Like, it's not law, it's just, you just like doing it. So it is that whole, and that scene gets like, I wasn't goosebumps, but I was like, oh my god, what's going to happen, right? So it is kind of like showing, hey, the monsters in this episode aren't just the, you know, steady monsters. And when the steady monsters come along, it's willing. It is like, oh shit, what's going to happen to these characters? And all that. The relationships are really well done. You got the you know, father, son, and you know, probably the girlfriend that's going to happen. You know, you got that team up. But it's really well put together. Absolutely well done, well written, as much as I could hear. Because here's the thing, I am seeing a trend recently of TV shows, new TV shows, having the audio of the dialogue so low that you can't hear what they're saying actually clearly. You know, it sounds like the actors are mumbling their dialogue. And I'm like, I swear to God, I'm sure I'm not the, hey, what did he say? What? What? Turn it up! We're on 100. Turn it up! Like, I doubt I'm that old. Jesus, I'm turning 24 in a couple of weeks. I doubt I'm that old. You know? But outside of that, it's a good show. It's a really good show. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the acting. I enjoyed the characters and as well, and definitely being invested to these characters, knowing that, hey, that, you know, going to be bumping into the highest of the highest of racism in the 1950s, and it's so far well done. The only thing also I was a little bit like, what is going on, is at the beginning, where it turns out they were trying to do the whole Lovecraft mixel, like Cthulhu and this and this and that, which just didn't work. I'm like, okay, is this show going to become Legion, where it's just waiting for the sake of wit? But it's yeah, I'm on board, absolutely on board.